Hey guys, this is Mr. Graham. I want to get you guys outside. It's nice outside, and it's sunny. And yeah, the only thing you need for me to do this is just paper, scrap paper, printer paper that I stole from my wife. It just needs to be rectangular, and if at all possible, just nice clean edges. It's not torn, you know. Torn edges will make this kind of hard. We're gonna make paper airplanes. And if you don't know how to do this, cool, I'm going to teach you. It's really easy. The only problem is I should be showing you from like a top-down way, but I can't because the way this is, and I just have to show you kind of like this. So anyways, I'm going to do what's called a hot dog fold. We're kind of lengthwise. You could do, if you want, a hamburger fold. It'll still work. Whatever way you choose, most important thing is that you have to line up your edges perfectly. I mean, really, it takes a second to do it, right? Perfectly. And once you have that, pinch them together really hard. That's going to hold them in place, and you're going to kind of pull down like this, and it gives you a really nice fold. And so you should have this. Now, when I open this up, it should be the same on both sides, which means it's symmetrical. And yeah, next step is this. I'm going to take this corner up here, and I'm going to fold it down like this. Do that again, slow motion. Oh. Just like that, okay? And I want this edge to line up perfectly with the center line, like perfectly, all right? So take a second, real slow and careful. It should look exactly like that, okay? Cool. See how that's kind of like lined up perfectly? I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Just kind of fold that corner in like that, all right? I'm going to do it really nice and neat. Okay, cool. And it gives you this lovely shape. And we're already halfway there. All right. Now, next, I want to make it a little bit more pointy. This edge here, I'm going to fold this so it lines up with the center line. All right, one more time. This edge here is going to line up really nicely with the center line. Okay? And do it carefully. It takes a minute. You got to kind of roll it over and line it up really, really, really well. Once you do, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to flatten it out so I get this lovely shape. All right, see that? All right, now I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other side. Fold it over. Make sure it's lined up really well. And if I did it right, and I did, I'm going to get this shape. All right. Now we just have to make wings, and we're pretty much good to go. Okay, should look like that. And the first time you make one of these, it's going to take a second to get this right. And if you mess up, awesome. You're going to mess up a lot. That's how you learn. Okay, so basically I have this, and I'm going to close it. All right, I'm just going to close it like that. See that? Cool. We'll hold it, flatten it out. The last part is making some wings. Now, I can't just fold these over any which way. Okay, I could, but it won't work very well. This top edge of the wing, right? This very top edge. I want this part to line up perfectly with the bottom, all right? So I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to show you. I kind of have to lay it down. I'm sorry, because it takes a minute to kind of do this right. But I'm sort of folding the wing over, kind of like that, all right? And once I have that, once I have it lined up with the very bottom edge, it takes a second. I'm going to fold it flat, okay? So now I've got the shape, all right? Here's the bottom wing. You can see this edge here is lined up perfectly with the bottom, all right? Parallel lines, you see that? Rock on. Now, turn it over. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to lay it flat, and then I'm very, very carefully, because you got to be careful. Nice and slow. Line it up, line it up, line it up. And then only when it's lined up all the way, only when it's lined up, then I press it flat and fold it, okay? So now I have the shape. If I open it up, symmetrical on both sides, all right? That's it. I mean, you've got a working paper airplane. A couple of things to know. When I throw this, I'm going to kind of hold it a little bit more up front. Don't throw it down, throw it up. And throw, give it some muscle. Basically, you're throwing this through the air, and the air is going to rub against this plane. It's going to cause friction, all right? And so the harder you throw it, the more it's going to plow through that friction initially and kind of soar, and then it's going to catch the air underneath these wings, which give it lift, and hopefully it'll go pretty far. Now, there's a couple different things you can do. Once you're comfortable making these, you can kind of play around with the design. One thing I really like to do, if you make the nose a little bit heavier, it flies usually farther. All right, and there's a couple ways to do that. You can take a paper clip and just stick it right on the end here. That works. Or I like to do this. Open it up. I'm going to fold the nose. Let me do it, and then I'll show you. I'm going to fold the nose back. Here's the nose, right? I'm going to take this, I'm going to fold it like this, right? Now, I have to line up the point of this with a crack in the middle. I don't want it off to the side, or else it just doesn't work. Now, this is a little bit tougher because now I have to close it back up, and then I kind of have to fold it back down again. But you can have this shape, right? Which is kind of cool. It's like a flat nose now. But the nose, with this extra paper in the front, is a little bit heavier. And so it pushes through the air a little bit better. Some people like to fold up the corner of their wings like... Some people like to fold up the corner of their wings like that. You can try that. And, you know, seriously, the way you fold these can drastically change the way this thing flies. So experiment. And then, you know, color these things. Make them nice. Decorate them. Make 5. See which one flies the farthest, right? Sometimes you can take 2 of these, put them inside each other and throw them. Sometimes they go really far. Sometimes they break apart and do this cool thing. So anyways, come outside, guys. Make some of these things. Experiment. See what works best. And, yeah. All right. I miss you all, and I will hopefully see you guys soon. All right.